Hey guys, what's up? My name is Edrin, and I'll be talking about my review on the first episode of The Fear of the Walking Dead. If you haven't seen the episode, I highly suggest that you do so before you watch this video. You have been warned. First off, I want to say that I came in cold watching this pilot. I didn't do any research beforehand. All I knew was that it takes place in Los Angeles and that it's before the main series. I'm just watching it from the perspective of a fan. Everyone who is watching this show has probably seen The Walking Dead in some form or another, so it's not just some other show that's based in a different city like some shows out there. And if you believe that, then you can say that the show is metaphorically saying, hey, we know you guys are fans of The Walking Dead, but if you think this is just another Walking Dead based in Los Angeles, then you end up like Nick. The majority of the first half consisted of setting up the show, which I could probably be better off if it were shorter. But that's just the curse of being a continuation of any franchise. Because not everyone has seen The Walking Dead, and therefore they need those obvious plot devices that brings everyone up to speed. For example, those not so subtle foreshadowing plot devices, like the kid with the knife or the lecture on survival, seem very unnecessary. The whole first episode could have been better if it just focused on either Travis, Alicia, or Madison in the first half and just have the other two as subtle background characters until the show had a chance to fully develop them as a character. There was only like one moment in the first half I actually liked, other than Nick's scenes, which I'll get back to in a moment, was when Madison goes up to the principal and the classic ominous theme comes on. So the main characters of the show so far are Alicia, Travis, Madison, and Nick. My first impression I got from Alicia was that she was a teenage girl who's more worried about her boyfriend than school. Apparently, according to the show, she's a high-achieving high schooler who doesn't give a fuck about going to class because she has already been accepted to UC Berkeley, and she's above it all. The show keeps telling us she's super smart, but it never shows us that she is. I never got the impression that she was very intelligent. All I got from her is that she's very arrogant and there's some sexual tension between her and her brother. Go back to the scene where she feeds her brother, and it's obviously there. I think her main purpose as for the series as a whole should probably be more like Shane or Andrea in the main series, because both of these characters seem to be the ones who are very intelligent but very arrogant to learn. Travis, he's the adoptive father who can't seem to get his old life straight while trying to develop a new one at the same time. There's only one scene that I can recall that actually showed Travis's first marriage. It kind of seemed pointless because like, here you go, here's your dysfunctional family. Okay, bye. And it was never seen again. So, it would have been better if they left that part out. His best scenes were only moments where either he was alone or with Nick. Throughout the first half, before Nick got out of the hospital, Travis was barely carrying the whole episode by himself. As for his role in the whole series, I can easily see him as the Rick in the group. He's level-headed, he's intelligent, and even though he can't seem to get his family order, he's willing to try anything. Madison is the single parent of two kids, Alicia and Nick. She's a high school guidance counselor that seems to be willing to overlook the serious details in order to see the good in people. But eventually it will build up over time and break her down, especially when it comes to her son Nick. Her character development is pretty much a mystery as far as her background goes, but there aren't enough scenes to fully understand who she is as a person, which is fine for now. Her previous husband was never mentioned, which is why I prefer her more as a background character for now instead of just explaining it in a dialogue like they did with Alicia. I can see her as being the Herschel or Dale of the group, hesitant to take charge but willing to take the lead when she's needed. Both Herschel and Dale serve as the moral guidance of the show, and being that Madison is literally a high school guidance counselor, she's most likely to be the show's conscience. And finally, Nick Clark, a dropout junkie that seems to be losing his mind, where in fact that he's the only sane person in the show. Nick is so far the best character of the show because he doesn't really mirror any character from The Walking Dead. He actually symbolizes the fans of The Walking Dead. Think about it for a moment. In the opening, Nick wakes up in a common post-apocalyptic setting after subjecting himself with drugs, which takes place in an abandoned church. If you guys remember from the main series in the first half of Season 5, Rick's group takes shelter inside of Father Gabriel's church, which features a passage about eating flesh and drinking blood above the arch. Okay, let's go back to the opening. We see Gloria eating flesh and drinking blood of another human being. So you could say that the church in the spin-off represents the entire Walking Dead series as a whole. If you put yourself in Nick's shoes from the start of the show all the way to the end, you come to the realization that you're no longer watching The Walking Dead, but a different show, knowing that it could take a completely different direction. Overall, I think that the series has a lot of potential, and if you guys like watching the main series, then you'll enjoy watching the spin-off. The first half lacked any excitement or lingering sense of danger at face value. But throughout the whole episode, you know something's coming, even if you haven't seen the main series. And you're always anticipating when shit is about to get real. That's why the second half is better. We're following Nick through his crazy realization and tension between him and his mother, instead of just having these in-your-face details about each character and not moving the story along. So that is it, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you like this review and you want to see more from me, hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks, guys.